Okay, so in today's tutorial, I'm actually going to be talking through this. All of my other Halloween looks, I just did a voiceover, but for this, I figured it wasn't anything that crazy that I couldn't talk through it. Also, for starters, I am starting out with my face already done with my makeup. So for this look, I would say that you could honestly do your makeup however you want. You could do it as crazy or as natural as you want, but I am doing my makeup pretty natural, nothing too heavy. So the first thing you want to do is just take some liquid latex on a sponge. If you have a makeup wedge, I would really recommend using that, but I don't have one, so I'm using my Real Techniques sponge. And you want to start, so you want to just kind of put this where you are going to have that ripped mouth. Once you have one layer down, you're going to be taking a piece of toilet paper or just like tissues, and you're going to just place that on your face. You want to make sure it is not too big but not too small. And as you can see, this kind of just has different layers, but we are going to put more liquid latex over the top, so don't be too concerned if it's not fully sticking at first, or like if a piece falls off like that just did, because you know, toilet paper obviously has layers to it, so if you want to just peel back the layers, that works cool too. And basically for this part, you really honestly just need to build up the layers on your skin, and that's the best advice I could give you. Every layer isn't going to turn out the same, and every layer isn't going to be perfect, but building up on the layers is what's really going to help you. As you can see, the first layer is honestly like the hardest layer to stick on your face, but after you have that base layer, it'll work a lot easier to get it on. Okay, so I'm finally done layering this out. It's going to be a little bit hard to talk also, by the way. So I'm just layering one more layer of liquid latex. You want to have this looking as smooth as possible. As you can see, this one is a lot smoother than the other one, so that is why I'm going to place another layer of tissue. The tissue kind of acts as like, it just kind of smooths everything out. Like obviously you don't want it to look perfect by no means, but you want to make sure it looks pretty even to the other side. You don't want it to look too different. Also, when applying the last layer of liquid latex like I'm doing right now, you want to be really light-handed and always do like a dabbing motion rather than like rubbing it or patting it in. So now that we are all finished applying the tissue on our face, we're going to let this fully and completely dry. And when I mean fully and completely dry, do not touch this stuff until it is dry, because if you touch it before it is dry, you're just going to mess it up. Layers are going to start peeling back and it's not going to look too cute. So yeah, just wait. Just completely wait. You can use a blow dryer on a cool setting to kind of help you out, or just literally just wait it out. It should take probably like, I would wait like 15-20 minutes to let it get fully dry, to be honest, and then you can continue on with the look. And again, another comment I just want to make is that this look is really super easy, like I said, and you can honestly incorporate this into like a lot of different costumes. So now we are back. We are all dried up. The liquid latex and the tissue is completely dry, and I can barely move my face. So now we're going to add some foundation over this to make it look more like skin. So I actually use my Tarte clay stick on my face, but to cover this up, I'm going to be using the Infallible Pro Glow in the shade, I don't even know what shade I am in this, to be honest. Oh, Creamy Natural. So we're just going to take our beauty blender and we are going to apply this to this area, and I recommend using a liquid foundation because it just honestly blends a lot easier. So just try and blend it into your skin as well, like your real skin, because you want to make sure it's all together and looks like one. You don't want it to look like you have a layer on your skin. You want it to look real. So just make sure you really get those edges with the Beauty Blender. Like, just take the tip of your Beauty Blender is what I find works really well, and just go around the edges of where this tissue and liquid latex is. Now you want to take a powder. I would recommend using a loose powder, but I actually have this e.l.f. translucent powder that's all broken up. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this to set this foundation we put on here. And I'm just using this packing motion. I'm using a big fluffy brush, but I'm just like kind of holding it to kind of get a little bit of more denseness with the bristles, because you really want to pack this on. You don't want anything to be sticky or wet. You just want it to be set so the foundation doesn't move. Once again, you don't want to see any white peeking through. That would not look too great. Now I'm going to be taking a little makeup brush and just kind of getting underneath these layers. You're going to need to use a little bit of wiggle room. Don't hurt yourself, because you don't want it to hurt. It's not supposed to hurt. Make sure you absolutely do not have any of your skin under there, because you are going to be cutting this. You really need to be careful with this part. So now you want to just start cutting right down the middle, and I'm using these scissors that you would like use to like cut your eyebrows. Now that we have our slits cut, you want to take these little scissors again, and you just want to cut away some of these like layers, these thick layers, to like expose the cut a bit more. You don't need it to be too exposed, but just enough so you can actually see that there is a cut there. So like what I mean is like peel back some of these layers. You want to keep this little, like a little bit of like a flap there, because it's going to look like torn or like ripped skin. Also, you can make it a little bit jagged. Like I said, this does not need to be perfect. You're supposed to look like you were cut up. So now once you're done cutting this all up, you want to kind of pull at the skin a little bit to make it look like flimsy and pulled and teared. Like you want to make it look like it was slashed. You don't want it to look like, you want it to look real. Just in my opinion, just try and make this look as real as possible. Also, don't be too rough when you are pulling apart the skin, because it just doesn't work that good, because you can rip it when actually shading the look. So what I'm taking is some red cream paint, and we are just going to be filling in the inside of the cut. I would recommend trying to get, if possible, a darker red like this one, but if you have a bright red, that's fine too, because you can always go in and do shading. Also, don't be afraid to get it on the corners of your lips. It's obviously not going to be flesh toned, so get some of this on the skin as well. I'm also taking any extra product left on my brush and just kind of wiping it on the outside skin layer, because it's just going to add more texture and more depth to the look. You can also just kind of take your finger and dab, which I find works really good as well. Just kind of do whatever floats your boat. Okay, now that we have this all filled in with red, we are going to be taking some black or some brown kind of cream paint. You could do black or brown, whichever you want to do. And we're going to add some depth to this. So we are going to take the black, and I want to add it especially up here where the cuts are. And we're going to just create that depth like we were cut. You don't want this to all be one color, because if you are cut, you are not obviously just a bright red. You're gonna have some darkness in there too, from like dried up blood and just all that. So you want to make it really gory, and this just adds another layer to the look. Now I'm actually going to be creating some bruising around the edges a little bit, because in my opinion, if you were slashed across the mouth, you're gonna have some bruising. So I'm just taking like a purple shade, and I am running that just kind of around the mouth. You don't need to do this too heavy, but I just think it adds another layer to it. Once again, I want it to look as real as possible, so I definitely think that this helps. I'm just using a purple that is in the Carly Bible palette, and also, again, with the bruising part especially, this is allowed to look messy. It's not supposed to look perfect. And this Carly Bible purple, I'm using this shade right here, by the way. It's like a perfect shade for bruising, because I mean, I don't know about you guys, if I get a bruise, this is the color it looks like. So, and also just kind of feather this out with the excess on your brush and just really like get it under there. Also, you can add some like under here on your chin as well. Don't be scared to do that, or like in your little like mustache line. Now we are moving on to the fun part, which is the blood. So first I'm taking this Spirit Bloody Scab, and we're going to be placing that just on the insides of the cut. And I'm just using a Q-tip to do this. Again, get this on like the little skin flaps. Makes it look more real, really gory too. This blood is so cool. It really does honestly look like a real blood. It's just so thick and dark and goopy, and it looks so cool. I love it. Like, it's so cool looking. Now that we have used that really thick, realistic looking blood in the wounds, we are going to be taking some more drippy, gory blood, and we are going to put this kind of all over the area. This is vampire blood, but you can also get like stage blood too. I'm going to just kind of drip this down the side. This blood's really cool because it's dark, and I think it looks really realistic. Like, it's literally dripping down me so bad right now. I'm also going to pick up a little bit more of that purple shade and just kind of make the skin up here a little less toned. Ahead. I'm actually going to be taking that purple shadow once again and just adding some bruising along the lips. Nothing too crazy, just enough to make them look a little bit bruised. Alrighty guys, this is our completed ripped mouth tutorial. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. This is probably one of my favorite looks I ever did. I think it looks so cool, and honestly it would be so good for so many different costumes. Like, you could make this into a zombie, just like you could literally just do this and put on an outfit. You could just do so much with it, and I think it's so cool. It was really easy to do, and I think it's great for like beginners. And yeah, I don't know, I just had a really great time doing this look, and I also hope you guys enjoyed it. Coming up soon, I am going to be having some more videos, so if you want to see those and stay updated, please subscribe. Also, you could hit the notification bell so you are notified whenever I upload. Also, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, because I really hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And also, if you have any suggestions, please leave those in the comments down below. As always, I will reply to all of my comments. And I just wanted to say I love you guys, and thank you.